Hello friends, I hope you are looking for the best 240Hz monitors. So you have clicked this video. In this video we will discuss about best 240Hz monitors which are best sold and achieved top-rated reviews from customers. If you want more information and updated pricing on the product, please check the description box in the below. So let's get started with the video. Starting at number 1. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 AQDM. The best 240Hz gaming monitor we've tested is the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 AQDM. It's a fantastic gaming monitor that combines incredible motion handling with excellent picture quality, so you get the best of worlds in performance and picture quality. This monitor's main advantage is that its OLED panel has a near-instantaneous response that results in almost no motion blur with fast-moving objects, so gaming feels smooth and fluid. It also has FreeSync variable refresh rate (VRR) support and GSANC compatibility to reduce screen tearing with both AMD and NVIDIA graphics cards. Besides its gaming performance, it's an excellent choice for gaming in dark rooms because it displays deep and inky blacks without any blooming, and it also gets bright enough in HDR to make highlights stand out. However, there are some quirks about it, as you need to update it to the latest firmware to get proper HDR performance and for the lowest input lag possible. If that concerns you, you can also consider the LG 27GR95 QEB, which uses the same panel but doesn't get as bright, so the Asus still delivers the best performance. Number 2. Samsung Odyssey Neo G8S32BG85. If you want a high resolution to get crisp and detailed images, and you have a high-end graphics card that can support 4K at 240Hz signals, you can also consider the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8S32BG85. It's different from the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 AQDM because it doesn't have an OLED panel, meaning it doesn't display deep blacks, but more importantly, it doesn't have the same near-instantaneous response time. While the motion handling is still excellent, and it even has a backlight strobing feature to improve the appearance of motion, it still isn't as good as the Asus. The main advantage of getting this monitor is if you want the 4K resolution to deliver detailed images. Its HDMI 2.1 bandwidth is also beneficial if you have an HDMI 2.1 graphics card that you want to take advantage of, as the Asus monitor doesn't support HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, and this is good if you also want to connect a gaming console alongside your PC setup. Unfortunately, there are some picture quality issues with 240Hz signals, like scanlines and pixel inversion. However, this doesn't affect its gaming performance, and it's hard to notice unless you look for it. Besides those minor issues, it still delivers good picture quality with a decent local dimming feature and bright highlights that stand out against the rest of the image. Number 3. Dell Alienware AW2723DF. If you don't need a 4K monitor and are looking for the best 1440p 240Hz monitor, look into the Dell Alienware AW2723DF. The lower resolution compared to the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8S32BG85 is beneficial if you don't have a high-end graphics card that can maintain high frame rates with a 4K resolution or don't need the best picture quality. Instead, the 1440p resolution and 240Hz native refresh rate make it similar to the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 AQDM, but it doesn't have the same OLED panel for a near-instantaneous response time and perfect black levels. Instead, you can overclock its 240Hz native refresh rate to 280Hz, and although this isn't significantly different from other 240Hz monitors, it's still slightly improved for a smoother gaming feel. It's an excellent gaming monitor with amazing motion handling thanks to its fast response time at any refresh rate, and it doesn't have any visible overshoot. It also has FreeSync support with GSANC compatibility that works over DisplayPort connections. It even has a few gaming features that improve your overall experience, like different crosshair and vision modes, making it easier to see opponents and giving you a competitive advantage while gaming. Number 4. Samsung Odyssey G7C32G75T. If you find the Dell Alienware AW2723DF too expensive but don't necessarily want a budget monitor, check out the Samsung Odyssey G7C32G75T, which is available in 27 and 32-inch sizes, and both perform the same. It's similar to the Dell because it also has a 1440p resolution, but you can't overclock its 240Hz native refresh rate like on the Dell. It has a fast response time, but there's more black smearing than on the Dell. Luckily, it has a backlight strobing feature to reduce persistence blur and improve the appearance of motion, but it doesn't work simultaneously with VRR. Speaking of VRR, it supports FreeSync and is also GSINC compatible to reduce screen tearing. It's also an excellent choice for darkroom gaming as it has a high native contrast ratio for deep blacks with alright black uniformity. Still, its local dimming feature doesn't do much to improve the picture quality in dark scenes. The downside is that it uses a different panel with worse viewing angles than the Dell, so it isn't a good choice for co-op gaming. Number 5. ViewSonic XG2431. If you want a 240Hz gaming monitor and are on a budget, check out the ViewSonic XG2431. You lose out on a few features as you move down in price categories, and in this case, it has a lower resolution than the Samsung Odyssey G7C32 G75T. That means it doesn't deliver the same immersive gaming experience with detailed images. However, with its lower resolution, it's easier for your graphics card to hit the 240Hz refresh rate, which you can achieve over both DisplayPort and HDMI connections. It also has a smaller 24-inch screen, which isn't ideal for co-op gaming, but it at least has wider viewing angles than the Samsung model. What makes it stand out against similarly priced displays is its remarkable motion handling. There's hardly any noticeable motion blur, and it even has a customizable backlight strobing feature to reduce persistence blur, which not many lower-cost monitors have. Although it isn't certified by NVIDIA, GSINC compatibility still works on it, and it has FreeSync support to reduce screen tearing.